Right, usefulness of our resources. Okay, so this is Wayne, and in his training, this is our program that we developed, our circle of support, I like to call it, for what might happen to somebody in Wayne in his apprenticeship. So what I have done with the cards is make them adaptable so that all of these people within the circle of support actually can utilise the cards. So Wayne here, area training advisor down the bottom, that administers the strength check. We have immediate feedback from that. He gives that information back to the employer, so he can, right away they're identified if they can't do that. So the area training advisor can give those set of cards out to the trainee. Our mentor-based program, the mentor may utilise them, and the mentor and the employer are often the same people in the joinery industry, so they can use those cards. We're lucky, all of our apprentices go to block course at least once a year, so they have a tutor, obviously. So the cards are designed so that the tutor can actually utilise them. He can utilise them on a one-to-one. He can utilise them as a tutor to a group. He can utilise them and give them to a group of students. Because what I've learnt a lot working with adult males is that they often aren't happy to admit, obviously, that they don't know. So the cards are designed so they can utilise them by themselves as well. And then there's me in the purple shirt. So we were happy to find out that I read this after I'd developed the cards, but it works in very well with the design of our program. The learning programs that are transparent and allow adults to see how their learning links to their own particular purposes. Well, that comes ideally through our training program, our training plan that we've developed for the apprentices right from the start. Adults need to be involved in setting clear learning goals and monitoring their progress towards these. Well, this is what the ATA does for them. As soon as they've done their assessment check, they get to utilise the cards and use the training plan to develop and hone their goals. The motivation, well, the apprenticeship is a motivation in our industries, and the constructivist approach, that's another philosopher, Vygotsky, basically learning on there and taking them from where they are. So basically they were developed, the concept was defined for what we're actually trying to teach them. So on the front of the cards, the concept is defined there. Then we open them up and the concept is explained in a step-by-step approach, all done with nice, easy to understand language. And the third part is the practical applications, and this is the link between what I was talking about before, because I very much believe in getting people to actually do things to learn. So they can use the cards coming in no particular order, but what the purpose of them to do is, for example, to estimate what you think of the perimeter of this door is, write it down, and then measure the size of the doorway and work out the perimeter and how close were you. So that there are all those kinds of activities that they can do anywhere. So our results from our assessment show us that these are all the areas that we needed to develop resources for. Each resource can be used independently, but they very nicely fit progressively and developmentally into, we've talked about being able to estimate. Somebody was talking about that before, so that if you estimate and you think it's 8 metres and if you get an answer of 80, well, that's wrong. So our guys can't do that very well. Tricky numbers is the placement of the decimal points and how that alters everything. The perimeter as very useful to know, and then it goes on to area. But they can be used in isolation as well, but they do fit neatly. It's simplistic, it explains it, it unravels it for them. What they thought was hard, these have made easy.